World of YouTube Delphi here. Back with my video of doing a little bit of homework on the training, or so-called they found something in Peru. Well, police training in Peru, Indiana on the riverside. I just put that in to see if something would come up. Nothing came up, but all this, I just wanted to check to see 15-week basic academy training at the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy in Plainfield, Indiana, which I'm sure is probably close to this, but when I did do what was found on the riverbank, what was this, what was that, also, nothing really came up. I got so many, someone has written in another comment that there was training going on there. People don't like the truth of that there was training going on there. If there is a training facility out there, well, of course they're going to be right looking in a lot of locations, especially river bends. Due to the fact that it was near where Anthony Snots was. I don't even think I got a comment on that, but about him and his father being involved so much, so bad. They did it. Both had access to the account. The question to me is why hasn't they been fully charged with it? Everything on evidence. Supposedly they have, and they kept saying it, and they keep saying it. Well, they kept saying it. I don't know if they keep saying it. We got the DNA, we got this, we're going to catch you, we know who you are, and blah, blah, blah. So, when are they going to cut the nonsense and arrest somebody? Or arrest Mr. Anthony Snots? This really irks the crap out of me. I did find another article. Hopefully I saved it. Let me see, did I save? Whoops. What the hell are you doing? I don't want that. Bear with me. Oh, this one. Bear with me. All right. This is another article I found, and this is 100% why I like to do my videos. Always, make sure that I don't, look at other people's videos and their information and their thoughts, theories, and ideas, because, like I said in the past, and I'll keep saying it in the future, that I don't want people saying, you stole my content, you did this, you stole that, yeah. And I've had that happen. But searching, tirelessly last night to see if anything would come up. And search of the river, promising sign in investigation to tragic death. This is the Murder Sheet podcast host says, promising sign. Now, this is just coming off from a guy who does the same thing, obviously, I do. Sit on a friggin' microphone or, video chat room or whatever and talks about what he thinks and the stuff he gets and blah, blah, blah. All the same crap. But there's a couple things, of course. Investigating the brutal murder is close to where listen to this. Investigation the brutal 2017 murders of two young girls in Delphi, Indiana. Say they spotted law enforcement conducting a search of waters close to where the bodies were found. Okay. Now, did you hear that? Close to where the bodies were found. Now, I thought the bodies were found in Delphi and not Peru. Because not only did they say that it was 40 miles away, I think in this article it says 35 miles away, which is just 5 miles off, big deal, but still, here we go with the writing of people that are putting stuff up that's different than other articles, let alone saying searching waters where the bodies were found. Now, wait a minute. Look at one thing here. 2 days ago. So which one is it? Was it in Peru near Mr. Anthony Snots was, or was it near where the bodies were found? What? Please, someone give me this information. Please tell me, they found something. All right, if they found something, then it was near where the bodies were found. That would make goddamn sense. But to find something 40 miles away, and I got this guy telling me to look into my story more. All right, then. Then I looked into my story, and this is what I found. Where the bodies were found. Not 40 miles away in Peru. But who knows what this means, because, and where you can go with this. Because now you have two articles. I have the first article up. 40 miles away. I'll keep saying it. And now they have it where the bodies were found. Now the mass confusion. So, then it goes to saying, read it up, folks. The police swept the river near Peru, Indiana, on the 23rd of August. When was this? So now they say where the bodies are found. Now we're back to Peru. Has raised hopes of possible breaking in the high-profile investigation. Roughly 35 miles east of Delphi. So someone's going to tell me that their bodies were 35 miles away. The killer made them walk 35, 40 miles. Is that what you're telling me? Now, I did my investigation. I'm trying to find this. I, did what the guy said, and this is what I found. So, if Mr., Smarty Pants over there wants to comment on this one and tell me why that they're saying they were doing a search where the body, was found, but yet they were in Peru, that means that killer made them walk 35 miles. Right? So there could be something there 35 miles away. Oh, boy. I think this even gets better. Away with buckets, shovels. Will look like metal detectors. I can't say it enough. 35 miles away where the bodies were found. Nope, there they are, searching the rubber, where the bodies were found. And mind you, oh, come on. And mind you, that river bend or waterway looks wider than where they were near the bridge. But, you know, they found something because they found where the bodies were 35 miles away. Oh, boy. But, let me see. There's something else. And of course, they refused to say if the search was connected to Delphi probe. We believe that it is too soon to tell if the water stretch going on in Peru signals a breakthrough in the Delphi case. Now, okay, someone had said in a comment that Anthony Snots lived by there and he threw something in the river. But you're going to tell me Anthony Snots and his father, a big fat whale overweight piece of crap, was going to walk these two girls 35 miles. 35, just said this in this article, folks. 35 effing miles where the bodies are found in Peru. Now, this ain't my saying. First, they're searching where the bodies were, but they're in Peru. So you mean to tell me this whole day was searched throughout 35 miles of stretch of river, too? I'm confused. Now, this is the article, and this is what it says. I'm trying to make sense of this. It is connected with the environment, such as visible event. Certainly gives us a strong indication of many behind the scene in the case. Discovered about a half a mile from the trail the next day. Now here's another thing, a half a mile. Now when I looked on the map of Logan, Mr. Ron Logan's property line, his place, and they even say it in here, or was it? No, said something of, oh yeah, here it is. Now look at this. 1,400 feet is not cannot be a half a mile. $1,400 feet. And they're saying it was a half a mile. Like I said, when I looked, it didn't look too far of no half a mile. And they say that this guy lived real close, is right? He could see everything, or he could have killed them too. But in the beginning of this, we just read where the bodies were found, 35 miles when they're search of Peru. Which one is it? You got two different things. They do a search that day at Ron Logan's property in the river bend and then go to Peru, or were they just in Peru? But where the bodies were found. Can someone please help me understand this? Because we got two different things going on here. Two different things. Two different searches. And I don't remember him saying anything about searching in Delphi of the riverbed. Nor did I look it up yet. But I will. To make sense of all this. 35 miles. Bodies were found. Should we go over that again? You know, there's 1,400 feet, a half a mile from Ron Logan's place. And then you got the 35 miles. right? Where their bodies were, you know, here it is, investigating. Say the spotted law enforcement conducting a search of the waters close. 35 miles to you is close. 35 miles, huh, is close to where the bodies were found. Now, either this person don't know how to friggin' write, or 35 miles to me is, I've been measuring, or measuring it in my mind or in my head, or when I travel 35 miles wrong. Am I right? Close to where the bodies were found. Close. You read this. Read it in black and white. And I'll repeat myself on this video because I'm reading this. And this is, when I get people saying things like that about how I'm not educated, figure it out yourself. Okay, I'll figure it out. Because if they were doing a search near where the bodies were found, then I would say, okay, maybe they did find something. But when they're 35 miles away and then the bodies were found, and the bodies weren't found 35 miles away, they were found at the end of Ron Logan's fucking property. And he was not 35 miles away from where the bodies were found. So what is it? Why do I keep racking this in my head? You can call me stupid all you want, but I think the people writing these articles are very stupid. And someone really needs to be educated there their own selves. Man, I can go and write my own newspaper article then and just put in information just like everybody else, and everybody else reads it and it blows up just like this. And to me, it's nothing but a bunch of nonsense. And I'm starting to really think that the people that are commenting the right thing about training, that's right. They didn't find nothing. Nothing. Guys gonna tell me do my homework. How about you do your homework? Because as you can see here, buddy, the bodies weren't found 35 miles away. And 35 miles to me, Jesus Christ. It takes like, that's a half an hour. That's a half, and then the crime scene wasn't a half an hour away from Ron Logan's house. They say Ron Logan's house is 1,400 feet. 1,400 feet ain't a half an hour drive. So, the one person who wrote this article is very stupid. Sorry, but hey, stupid. Don't got the brains they were born with. Or two, they did a search in Delphi and didn't tell nobody and used Peru as a scapegoat. Or they were just doing training, but I don't know why they would do that. Do a search in Peru and, tell everybody they were there and they found something, but it was really in Delphi. Because why? If that's the case, then they do know something. They did find something, and they don't want to solve the case yet. That's right. Ha ha. Okay. So, I'm going to let everybody sit here and read this. You can pause it and check that out. Keep reading that. Close to their bodies. But it was 35, 40 miles away. Boy, Anthony Snots, for a big fat man, sure did walk a lot of miles. Oh, boy, I tell you. Till the next video, folks, be safe. Take care. Out.